good? What's good? What's up, cool cats? Welcome to the gay room. Hello. So, all right. Let's take a look at my SEGA shelf. It's not nearly as impressive as the PlayStation 2 shelf, but got some stuff. You got fucking dudes. If you love Crazy Taxi 3 High Roller, I can't say a lot of people probably do. Doesn't, dude, he has like a 10-pack though. What the fuck? Like, I wish I could be that ripped. Like, female characters are always the ones that get the attention. Like, wow, she's so over-sexualized. Hello? I'm never gonna look like that. Not that female characters aren't over-sexualized in games, because they totally are. Oh, dude. I want those. Detachable figures roll inside their balls, dude. That's some technology. Gracie. I don't know, just, you can't be ignored. Chill out, just go sit down. Oh my god. Sony had these too. They had them for the PS1. They were called the Pocket Stations. Visual memory unit. Basically just, you can see your save files on it. It has a battery. And you can also plug in two of them together. Like the top of this comes off. I have some over there, just whatever. This is just what I have in the box. I just don't open just for display purposes. Definitely cool, just, I don't know, like, just, it just wasn't it. Like, hard drive still reign supreme. Or just like a regular memory card, like, the visual memory unit just overdoes it. But it was cool. You could, like, beat games, and then you would unlock games on the VMU, so that you could play, like, some shoot 'em up or something on here. Weird. Actually just found this one the other day. Gotta go fast, can't get this tag out of my face. I don't know, there's something wrong with like his neck or something. He just doesn't really look doesn't look like he's all there. Looks silly. I have another one of these upstairs. You can see it on my stream if you look at the controller cam not the you know what I mean, like the glowy controllers. It's okay. They definitely make like better quality, but there's also like worse quality. I don't know. There's a lot of fighting games and like arcade games on the Dreamcast, so like having an arcade Dreamcast stick is definitely nice. And I always keep my VMU inserted. There's like a closer look at the interface, so you could hook up two. They just one's female, one's male. It's bisexual, bisexual memory card. Yeah, this is okay. Like, it's quality built. The buttons could be better. The stick is like really small too. Like it looks big, and then if you like actually look at it, like that's really small. Like that's the size of a compact disc. Like it doesn't even reach the hole in the like it's small. It's a tiny joystick. It looks cool though. It absolutely looks cool. This shelf is just being neglected. There's just so much shit. She'll be back. TV isn't like the correct size to get it stable. You can't even see anything. So where do we even start? Just start from the top. On the top, that's all Dreamcast games up there, with like the Sega Saturn boxes on top of it. I had a roommate before that actually complained because he was like, "You're stacking boxes all the way to the ceiling, and that's a fire hazard." I'm like, dude. Okay, I'll just like leave them on the fucking kitchen table. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do with them? It's a collection, you idiot. Sorry, I stack paper to the ceiling. And that bothers you. Do I have Shenmue? Let's find out. So we're gonna start with Andromeda. Get out of here, Sonic. Got it. Just like a space shooter, I guess. So just like right away, like the way a Sega Dreamcast case looks is like the word Dreamcast is actually like inside. You see how it's like inside it like that? It's like weird. It's like there's the like the art and the where it says Sega Dream. Just it's weird how it looks like that. Just right away. Like I always thought that was odd. And they all have like the universal like. There's the Dreamcast. You get your Dreamcast game, and it has the. That's how you know it's a Dreamcast game. It has that play button, the triangle play. Right? That's what that means, right? It's like a giant play button. Sup. It's a CD case, but it's like it's different. I don't know. There's just something different about it. It's because like I have lots of like PC games here. Like there's a regular CD case, like you know, it just looks like that, or like that. It just has like nothing. It's just either like solid black or like what's a PlayStation game look like? PlayStation actually does that too. But it just doesn't. It doesn't say like Sega Dreamcast. Like it's like on. You know what I mean? Like it's in there. Sega Dreamcast. Where like for PlayStation, here's the greatest hits. It says greatest hits inside there. But like, it just has that like weird binding from like when they actually made like long boxes, which I have a few of. I don't know. It's just something that's always stood out to me. Morning. So that's all good. But so far, no killer apps. Like, remember when we were going through all the PlayStation games, how it was just like killer app, killer app, killer app, killer app, launch title, killer app. Like, there's so many good games on PS2 right off the jump. Like, there are for Dreamcast too, but it's like there's so many of them that also just ended up making it to PlayStation that it's just like, what do you need it for? Yo, thanks, Kool-Aid Matt. Appreciate that. It's the Winter Classic 2019. You know, the last Winter Classic, basically, before the world ended. Bang Gunship Elite. See, this one's different. It has the like Sega Dreamcast inside the. It still says Sega Dreamcast in there, but like, see, it's like dark as hell. You can like barely see it on my shitty cam. There's no Spire today. No, I'm feeling dangerous. So, I mean, even within the Dreamcast, it has different styles for that. Like, this one's black, too. So, I don't know which one do you like better? Like, the white is kind of fresh to me. I don't know. Like, I know there was, like, a time during the 90s and, like, early 2000s where it was like, okay, computers are now going to be black. You know what I mean? Because for a while, computers were white. Like, everyone, if you had a PC, like a Windows 95 or Windows 98 PC, it was probably like a white PC. Like, the case was white. And, like, your monitor was white and your keyboard was white. Like, everything was white. But then eventually everything changed to black for, like, at Windows XP, it seemed like every Dell was a black Dell. So it's like Sega Dreamcast kind of got caught in the middle of that. It was like, it's a white console, but there's, but black. And I do have the Sega sports console, the black one as well, but that was like a limited edition. It wasn't like they had both. And then, of course, the PlayStation 2, big black. Gracie, what do you require? Just chill. Yes, yeah, definitely. Staying healthy and goalie is the biggest problem, I think. And, like, prolific goal scorers. It's nice having Hall now. But, yeah. You can't win the cup if you're Beavis and Butthead. Next game. Really cool game. The last boss triggers me, but the rest of the game is pretty, like, straightforward once you understand how to play. It's a shooter. You, like, fly around. I played it on my stream on my birthday. I don't know if anyone saw that. A lot of Dreamcast games are like this, where it's like a black and white disc. It's like, oh yeah, we colored everything, everything's beautiful, and then it's like we get to the disc and we're like, you know what? It's gonna be cheaper to make a black and white disc. This is a treasure game. They remade this on 360 because there's an N64 version of this as well that I would like to try because I don't know if it's the same or not. Yeah, Crave again. I really want an answer to my Robotron problem. Like, I made a post about it. I wonder... it's definitely holding me back, holding me up a little bit. Like, I need to get this off my chest, dude. This hold up I'm having right now. So I'll show you my latest forum post on speedrun.com. Yep, no one's looked at it. So an issue I'm encountering with the 200 wave runs is entering the two-way shot cheat on accident. The input for the cheat is up, shoot up, and it is very easy to enter inadvertently. It is an issue with this cheat. Most of the others are more complicated and less likely to be inadvertently pressed. However, here is my opinion. Outright making a run invalid for entering the cheat would make running the game tedious, so I don't like that solution. Another option is to make a threshold, like a couple accidental cheats per wave, or if you max out the cheats in any one wave, which is 5, the run is invalidated. Additionally, if there's any other cheat entered besides the two-way shot cheat, inadvertently, the player has to either die or you invalidate the run. Because otherwise, it's just like... Oops, I accidentally entered the two-way shot cheat, which was literally just inputs for the video game. Run invalidated, that's stupid. Or it's, oopsie daisy, I gave myself the flamethrower. Well, I guess I'll use it. Like there has to be a fucking line somewhere. This is bothering me. This has been bothering me for like days. I really fucking want an answer or a response or just something, just any kind of feedback. Because, like, seriously, like, where do you draw the line? No. That's the thing, no. So, but, like, both of my runs, and probably, I bet if we watched, I am, like, almost 100% sure. So there's, like, a category for cheating. There's, like, putting in the cheat. Like, cheat as much as you want and beat the game as fast as you can. That's what I did the other day. So, like, there's that. So, like, the spirit of that is, like, okay, you're maxing out the cheats every time. You're putting in the flamethrower as much as you want. Like, that is just, like, that to me is, like, okay, I know what a cheated run looks like. It's that. Or I shouldn't say cheated. Like, a run with cheats. But with these, again, you look at the rules, 200 waves. no rules. Start on the title screen, ends at loss of control, any speed setting. Doesn't say anything about, like, what happens if you accidentally enter a cheat? What happens if I fucking give myself the flamethrower 5 times on accident? Like, he even says, because this guy's asking, can I use a Game Shark? Which is just, like, obviously banned. Like, you obviously shouldn't be allowed to use a Game Shark. Can't allow it. The possibilities of Game Sharks are endless. More than one person has asked for this category. The main reason I see it is if you like just using the weapons, or you accidentally enter a code, which is surprisingly easy to do. So he knows that it's easy. It isn't surprising. It's very easy to do because it's literally 4 buttons that you could very easily just press playing the game. So like, this guy's definitely aware of it, but I need like his opinion. Because this is a start. This is like, okay, you are aware of how easy it is to actually enter the run, but where do you draw the line? Because, I mean, fuck, man, like, I'm pretty good at this game, so if you just, like, let me fucking cheat on accident, I will cheat as much as I can on accident, because that's just, I'm like that kind of competitor. So, that's a long way of saying, if we looked at these runs, probably even the 100 wave runs, but absolutely the 200 wave runs, if we looked at these runs and watched it all the way through, I guarantee everybody, including myself, entered at least the 2-way shot cheat probably a half dozen times. Like, all of these runs have in-game cheats being used accidentally. But where's the cutoff? When do you say, okay, you have now entered the cheats you have inadvertently entered the cheats too many times, or you're clearly trying to do what is considered a run with cheats. So your run is, it's almost like it's not invalidated, but it's like your run is now a run with cheats because you've used cheats too many times. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's definitely a fucking solution here. Just what is it? I just want it to be defined, because this is definitely something that would come up at some point. Like, that's sort of how I always approach these sort of situations. Just like, what's every possible thing that could happen down the line based on the consequences of how this game is designed. Like, that is like how I go about it. I'm not just like, oh, I'm gonna play a game. Like, no, like, what if my run is just not fucking valid now? Like, what if, like, the Robotron 64 purist in 20 years comes along and is like, dude, you inadvertently entered the up and down, the 2-way shot cheat, like, 7 times, and the flamethrower even. I saw you. I'm reporting you to the speedrun police. So, that's my little rant about Robotron 64 right now. I hope I can come to some, like, solace soon, because I'd like to improve my my 200 wave time, but just, like, I don't want to do it and be like, I'm making up my own rules about the cheats, as, like, I want just someone to just tell me, like, this, yeah, I agree, or I disagree, or, like, let's come to a fucking consensus here. 2 men need to come together and make a decision, and that's human history. Couldn't get into hockey? Yeah, that's because you're... So yeah, that's all. I just don't want to, like, cheat. I want to do my run legit. And if I accidentally enter the 2-way shot cheat, I don't want to reset my 2-hour fucking grueling speed run. So, you know what I mean? This is what is... and that's why I've been, like, putting it off. I mean, the Devils are trash this year. The Rangers are okay. And the Islanders are okay. But yeah, the Devils are garbage. I grew up with a hockey legend, like a hockey legend's son, like, so, or grandson, I should say. So I from an early age I was exposed to it, and so it's just always going to be exciting for me. Okay, Bengaio's all set. This one kind of has a cool cover. BostonBrew's 4. It's like, it's holographic. It's hard to see on the camera, but it's like slightly holographic. Oh, especially if your team is like teetering. Celtics are weird. It's like when they're losing, it's like they're garbage. I don't want anything to do with them. And then like they win like 3 games, and it's like, oh my god, everything's gonna be amazing. Like people are just so unrealistic about the Celtics. That's what bothers me. Yeah, it was cool. We won in 08, and then just like, you know, always runner up, always runner up. Okay. This was a launch title for the Dreamcast, but if I got this, I would have been pissed. Because this game kind of sucks. It's a puzzle game where you have to redirect, like, mice around. Like, that's, like, supposed to be a cat, I guess. And it's made by the Sonic team. They had good intentions. I've just played it, and I'm like, You could play online, though, which is, like, revolutionary for the time. The fact that you could play online was probably the best part about it. That would be the thing. Wow, I'm online on my Dreamcast. This is insane. Like, people like this game? I don't know. I personally don't like it. I played it, and I'm like, I don't like the way this puzzle game handles it. It triggers my OCD. It's too hard. Like, it just gets really... you feel like you can get it. You're like, okay, I can figure this out. You're just like... It's like Lemmings. It's like 2D Lemmings, but like worse. Like, I'd rather play Lemmings, and Lemmings isn't even that good to begin with. Or like the Lost Vikings, you know? It's like, those are like kind of not really kind of my kind of games. Huh. No, there it is. I'm like, why is it over here? Dude. Now this is a game for the Dreamcast. Especially because every other version after this, besides the arcade version, is censored. Like, they changed the way, like, the BD Joe sounds, and, like, I think they censored the music and shit. It's like, no. The original game for Dreamcast is actually the best version. I think my copy didn't work, though. That's why I don't have it. I've been playing a backup. It's probably mine. Like, this is what's sad, because it's just Crazy Taxi. You know, everyone knows Crazy Taxi, right? This might be like my favorite game on the console. But it's just a fucking driving game. Like, I wish there were like more Dreamcast games that I was like more passionate about. But for some reason, if I'm like hooking up my Dreamcast, I'm playing Crazy Taxi. This game is just like, especially when you figure out how to do like the boost mechanics, or if you're actually using a wheel too. This might be one of the first games here that has the compatibility to use the VGA cord as it puts it here. So the Dreamcast was one of the first HD high definition consoles. Like, you could play in 480p using a VGA monitor. Most people didn't do that. Most people just played on a TV, but you could do that, and the video quality is amazing. Like, through VGA, it's really good. So like, I have a couple here. I can show you an example. Right. So instead of just hooking it up with like with this shit, right? Because this is shit. Like, composite is like, wow, at least I can see it. You get one of these. If you're a man of culture, you get one of these. The really interesting thing about these is that not every game that claims it supports the PC function as it's put here, the VGA box or VGA chord function, truly does. There's games that like say that it doesn't, but it actually does. So like, if you were to hook up the VGA box normally and then play the game, it would say like, sorry, this game isn't compatible. But if you have a VGA box like this, so there's like VGA chords it's just strictly the chord for VGA, but then there's boxes like this that let you switch between PC or video. This has S-Video out too, so I could hook this up to a TV or a computer monitor. But the key thing about having the switch is certain games that do that to you, where it says, sorry, you can't play this with the VGA adapter. If you start your Dreamcast on TV, there's videos of this on YouTube. So you start your Dreamcast on TV, it boots up, it starts the game, and then you switch to PC, it will start the game with VGA graphics on PC. So that's like how I play Robotron 2084, for example. Because that game says, like, nope, it doesn't work. But if you have a box converter like this, you launch it, wait a second, and then switch to PC, it just works. So, really weird. I don't know. There's no other console that I deal with that has anything nearly that complicated as far as, like, getting the best video picture possible from it. But, I mean, maybe PS2 and, like, that, and, like, Xbox and shit. There's actually, like, levels of... It just depends on how insane of a video file you are, really. I'm like mid-tier video file. I'm picky, but I'm also not like, oh wow, your reds don't look good on your stream, dude. You should get a better video cord. It's like, your reds don't look good. Yeah, so that sucks. I don't actually have a working copy of this game. I just have the box. Oh, dude, finesse that final. Just fucking first try, world record that final, dude. They didn't call it Greatest Hits. They called it SEGA All-Stars for the, like, Best Of collection on Dreamcast. The fact that games even got reprinted to a Best Of is a miracle, because the Dreamcast got shut down so soon, so early. And then there's Crazy Taxi 2, which I'm not as big of a fan of. I don't know what it is about the first game. They just do everything right. And I don't know, maybe I'm just really more familiar with it, but... There's stuff about the second game I don't like, but the first game just does everything right. I guess I'll just leave it on the shelf like that, even though I don't have it. Do have Crazy Taxi 2. That is in there. That's in there. Crazy Taxi. Alright. Where's Centipede? Did I miss Centipede? Oh, wow. This is actually so out of order. Where the fuck is Centipede? Oh, there it is. Yeah. This is actually a cool game. Mostly just to play the original Centipede, because it's like a remake. There's like a 3D like sort of remake of Centipede. It's whatever, like who gives a shit. Just being able to play like the original Centipede on your Dreamcast, it's okay for that. But right, like, okay, I got a PS2 and I get to play Mark of Kree, I get to play Oni, I get to play Smuggler's Run, Fanavision, Rayman 2. And then I get my Dreamcast, and it's like, I'm still playing Centipede? What the fuck? Like, I was playing Centipede in my Atari 2600. You telling me there aren't more, like, there isn't a new game yet? So it's BostonBrew's 4. Then Centipede. Okay. This is a really cool game, though, but it's, like, obscure. Like, I never heard of this game. This wouldn't be something like, oh yeah, dude, like you're gonna go fucking play D2 later. Like, it's a survival horror game made by WARP. Like, it spells warp, but it looks like that. This is a fucking cool game. Like, I'd love to play this on stream one day. It is a big game because Dreamcast games came on CDs. So this has 1, 2, 3, 4 discs. I think I made it to disc 3 or something in my like casual playthrough the other years and years ago. Supports the VGA box, you know I was using that. But yeah, if you can see the back, it's like you walk around in third person like that, but then so it's like you're walking around in third person, and then you get into like a battle, and then you're stuck there in first person, and then you like do the fight in first person like while you're standing there, and like you aim around and like shoot. So like you really get that feeling of like, oh fuck, like I can't keep him away from me. Like I'm just a slow woman in a dress walking around in the snow because my plane crashed. Like it's definitely spooky. Like this game is spooky. I would make sure to play it like on a projector with like really loud sound in like a dark room. Definitely neat. Definitely like a unique game, but not like this is not a killer app. This isn't like, and then the Dreamcast took off because of D2. No. I forgot there's a Dreamcast version of this game too. So I have the N64, the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 1, and the Dreamcast version. I think that's all of them, unless there's a fucking PC version. Again, I am going quackers. I got all of them. I gotta make like a picture of that one day and just be like, I'm going quackers, and like post it on Reddit. This is another weird game that's only for Dreamcast. It's called Elemental Gimmick Gear. First of all, that cover is just like not representative of all like what's happening. Like I don't even know. Like that cover is insane. There's like snakes coming out of mountains, and your guy's in his ride pod. But it's a 2D game where you ride in that egg and you sort of like smash around everywhere. It's kind of challenging, and no surprise because it's made by Hudson, making some of the hardest games ever. This is a weird game. That's all I have to say about it. This is an RPG. Oh, sure. I mean, if there's someone that streams D, I'd love to watch them. Yeah, definitely send me a link. This is another RPG on the Dreamcast, made by Ubisoft. I'm not sure, like, if it's any good, though. I think it's an action RPG? No? Maybe? Battle animated bosses using an advanced 360 3D combat system. A shining example of Sega Dreamcast power. I never heard people really say anything about these games. I have both of them. Evolution and Evolution 2, which look totally different, by the way. It's like, why does Evolution 2 look like anime as fuck? I mean, not that Evolution 1 doesn't, but I think it's just like totally different characters in this game. Is this Sonic? Yeah, this is Sonic. This is Sonic 3D Blast, I think. I think, isn't the original game, it's just an arcade game. right? And I think there's an N64 game called Fighting Force 64 or something. With a lot of slowdown. Did I say fighting game? It's like a beat 'em up, kinda. I don't know. It's meh. Yeah, they sort of do have N64 graphics for Evolution. So this was another game that was on PlayStation 2, Fur Fighters, but it was originally a Dreamcast game. I feel like this one was developed by different people, because it says Bizarre Creations, and then the other one's Acclaim. Oh, this one says Acclaim too. Why doesn't... No, it does. My hand was over it. Anyway. The PlayStation 2 one's like more updated or something, so like this is still just... This is like the core game. This is a holographic front. Do you see it move around? That's like one of the coolest parts. It's like, wow, there's a holographic front. That's like coming off. That's like glued on there. Oh, what the fuck? Where did my copy go? What? That's weird. These all missing? Like what? I have no idea where that could be. Maybe it's in one of these Dreamcasts over here? I always play my backups though, so I don't know why I would take it out. That's so weird, dude. You know when you just open a case and the game's not fucking in there? What the heck? Huh. Maybe it didn't work. That could be a possibility too. Because sometimes I'll go through these games, it's like, I'll have acquired them a while ago and just had like never tested them or something, and then if it doesn't work, I'll keep the case, but... That has to be the only explanation, is that it didn't work. So I got rid of it or something. That's so weird though. Yeah, I definitely remember having it. Yeah, that one, that's a head scratcher for me. I'll keep it on the shelf, but take it off the collection. Fighting Force 2. So this is another one of my speedrun fantasies, is I have played all the way through this RPG. That's not just right there. Where the hell is it? Hey, why is it all the way over here? Grandia 2. I never played 1, but you absolutely do not need to play 1 in order to enjoy 2. The stories like don't intermingle at all. It's like going from Final Fantasy 1 to 2. It's like you don't need to play them in order. I have cleared this game, and on speedrun.com there's a category for Dreamcast, and nobody has done a run on Dreamcast. Probably because it would be a huge grind, because the load times are slower, and just like, I mean, it's not horrible, but like it's definitely not as like quick as the PC version. So, and you know, no one likes things that are slow in a speedrun. But there is a separate category just for the Dreamcast version, because I think the PC version is like an updated version as well. Like it's patched, like it's a newer version of the game. So like this is actually the core original version. The combat in this game is so cool. Like they don't really show it on the back here, but like you have like your spot and you have like a circle around you and like or something like that. The combat's crazy. Like the combat, like the way you can move your characters around in a circle and like have them attack, but if they get attacked while they're attacking, like, it hurts more. Like you have to time your attacks. Like the way like the ATB bar works is really weird. Like this is a solid RPG. Like it's not that challenging either. Like I was able to like reasonably play through this game without getting like horribly stuck at any point, which is like that's great. Like that's what you want. Not too grindy, not too easy. Just like you know, you figure out what's good and you use it basically. Like, and the story is actually like okay. I don't remember like too much about it, but like stuff happens. You know, good game. Good game. Yo, it's Joven. Fighting force for fighters. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. He's like, problem? I bet they wanted to have him like flipping the bird, but it's like that would have been too inappropriate. That'd be way funnier though. Imagine if he was just like flipping the bird. Reveal. I've been using Facecam for like a year now. This was a launch title, supposedly a killer app for the Dreamcast. If you got a Dreamcast, this was an exclusive game that you got to play. My problem with it is that it's not very good. Jet Set Radio Future for the Xbox is so much better. I couldn't even get past the tutorial in this game on my stream. Like, I was getting so embarrassed that, like, I couldn't, like, hook onto the back of a car. I was just like, you know what, I'd rather just play something else because this I can't get past a tutorial, so how about no. But the style and everything about this game is like very Sega, you know, like they got the fucking like story down, they got the music, the aesthetics, they got the, you know, cell shading. The gameplay's okay if you can actually get into the game. But yeah, just not for me, but I'm glad I have a copy of it because it just looks cool. It's just a cool looking game. It definitely has a lot of character. Understand. Yeah. Whenever that song always pops into my head when I see this game. So, game that's not down here, but I do own is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for the Dreamcast. I'm missing the art for it. It's like a weird thing to be missing. I don't know if I can... Usually you're missing the manual, or you're missing, like, the box, which means you're probably missing the art. But this one, it's like, I have the game, I have the booklet, but I don't have like the art, which has the binding, so like it would look weird on the shelf, which is why I keep it upstairs, and it's $70 loose, which I guess so with the manual it's probably like $100. But yeah, that's upstairs. That's like the only Dreamcast game I keep upstairs, just because I know it's JoJo. I don't know. I don't even really care about JoJo that much, but I like to have a lot of representation, as you can see in the collection. I don't just have like a lot of people just collect Nintendo. And that's like, wow, so original. You like Nintendo? Wow, me too. Who doesn't? Where Sega is like a little... Okay, you're getting into Sega collecting? Well, that's starting to get a little bit more, like, niche. Starting. Definitely not, like, not that niche. We're not talking, like, 3DO or Jaguar or something, like it, but it's Sega. It's definitely, like, the alternative. Oh, where is that? So, Jet Set Radio, JoJo's, and then... Marvel. Glad I have this. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for the Dreamcast, which is probably the definitive port of the game. If you don't have the arcade version, the Dreamcast port was really good. And who doesn't love Marvel vs. Capcom? Yo, Nog, thank you for the 1 year. Sorry I don't have alerts ready, but I can just do it I can just do it live. Appreciate that so much. Thank you for the 1 year. Enjoy your, you're now old enough to drink. It's, yeah, I know Jet Set Radio's on Steam. So is Knights and, like, Sega Bass Fishing and, like, a bunch of other Dreamcast games. Trick Style, that's coming up. I have that. We're on M right now, right? Yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So yeah, I'm happy. I like the first game better. You know, like this is like the granddaddy of fighting games. Like everybody, if you have the 2D fighting fan, they probably know this game and they probably like this game. Like this is a very, very prolific fighting game. Like probably one of the most well-known and widely played and well-loved, if not the most beloved fighting game of all time, is probably Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So I just like the first game better, personally. Check right radio. It's Capcom. Yeah. So this is one of those games that I mentioned works with the VGA box, but it doesn't say that it does. So you can do that trick where you turn your Dreamcast on, put this game in, turn your Dreamcast on TV, and then when it boots the game, switch it to PC, and then you'll get the VGA connection even though the game doesn't intend for you. So I don't know, there's something very special about that. I don't know why I get so like I get teary-eyed. It's just so incredible that there's such a workaround. Why couldn't it just work? There's also that possibility. Like, come on, Sega. Yeah, this has Robotron on it, so that's easily the game, the go. Basically, this is Robotron. I don't really care about any of those other games. Robotron 2084. It's really good on the Dreamcast. Actually, it's one of the better ports, probably. That's Midway 1. Midway 2 has Gauntlet, I guess. Maybe Rampage. Paperboy. Those are all like okay games, but like Robotron is my favorite. So it's like, can you just put Robotron on every Midway arcade classic? And Smash TV. Where's Smash TV? That's 2 games, no Smash TV. That's also like, I'm out. This was another game that I played a lot on N64 at my buddy's place. Does this even have more games on it? That's sad. Like, I could understand, I guess, why the N64 only had 4 games. But This has 6, and honestly, it's like, okay, Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, that's basically the same game, and Galaga, Galaxian, basically the same game. I'm obviously now I'm older, and I understand there's actually a big difference between Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man and Galaga and Galaxian, but back in the day, I was like, what the fuck? Like, there aren't other games? Like, I mostly played Galaga and Dig Dug, because the rest are just, like, too hard. Especially pole position. Fuck pole position. Hang on, I'm cooking bacon. I just remembered. $2K is still around, but I remember it was a big deal back in the day that EA bought all the rights to the NFL teams, so the 2K series basically died because they couldn't use the NFL teams. But the NBA 2K series has stood the test of time. This one always stands out to me just because it has Shaq on the front of it. What is this? It's okay, it just... Oh, I think this is Toe Jam and Earl. No, it's something else. I don't even know. Oh, Comic Zone. This is better. Yeah, because she keeps running away. Here, I'll reset it. So yeah, just like today, sports games were really big back in the day. The fact you could play this online too, I bet people were like freaking out about that. Because you couldn't play the early Madden games online until like 2003 or 4, Like, but these it was like $19.99 right away. You can play head to head. I like Blitz better just because it's arcadey, but it's still just like a football game. But yeah, Blitz is way cooler than like a football simulator. These are all in here. Really big game, speaking of online. Huge game for the Dreamcast. Like, one of the definitive titles that people still play to this day. Like, this has hardcore fans that still play. All those sports games I just showed you, nobody plays those. This, people still play. So it just shows you, like, the staying power of SEGA when, like, they actually try to make a good game. And just how sports games are just the most they have zero replay value. Like, sports games have the lowest level of replay value, which is why there's in a game collection they're the most worthless. Like, people still want to fucking play this. That's crazy, right? I have an extra copy of it too. I don't even know what to do with this. Just holding on to it. It's a super common game. It's whatever. I don't really need to hold on to it. I played sports games back in the day too. Mostly hockey though. You got a 105 in PAL, by the way. I just read. Congratulations, Joven. That's epic, for sure. That run PB'd. That's cool. That's the strat too, man. You wake up, you fresh, mind's fresh, your body's fresh. You just hop into the game, PB. That's just how it's. I wish practice worked. I wish practice worked. But I promise, condition matters more. And being lucky. Here's another great Dreamcast game, Power Stone. This I would have been glad to play if I was able to, like, own a Dreamcast on launch and get a game. I think this was a launch title, or very close. This is absolutely a game. Okay, you get to play this on Dreamcast. This isn't on any other console, right? Definitely not at the time, and I don't think this is something they've remade, actually, surprisingly, because it's Capcom. So, you know, they're just like, they're only gonna do what they're gonna do when they feel like it's appropriate. Right, all those Sonic Team games are remade on Steam, but this, because it's a Capcom IP, it's like, yep, sorry, Sega. It's an arena fighting game. So you run around the arena, you collect go everywhere and anywhere. Then grab everything. Then fighting game. That's all you need to know. It's great. Probably a lot more fun with friends, because you can play 1 to 2 people. So, like, if you were playing with your buddies, it's probably more fun than the CPU. The CPU is really good, so, like, you're just gonna get destroyed by the CPU and won't be as fun. Where, like, beating up your friend would be a lot more fun. I really love the way the narrator says KO in this game, because, you know, it's usually like KO, something like that. When you get knocked out in this game, there's a knockout, it's KO. Like, he fucking really draws out the the K. Like, I wonder if I can bring that up. Of course, this is probably something you can't just There it is. Okay, I exaggerated it. Why does it... in my head, it's like so much longer. Probably because when you're playing the game and you actually get the KO, you're just like, yes! I exaggerated it. But the KO! Yeah, KO! Like, I just love the way he says it. I don't know. PSO on GameCube, nice. Got both versions. I still have my character for GameCube PSO, because you save on a memory card, not a server. That's the coolest part about PSO, is it's an MMO, but you can play it offline. That appeals to me way more than, here's the MMO that you have to pay $15 a month for. It's ever-changing, so if you're not playing, you're just... and there goes all your money and time. Like, where I can just hop back into my PSO character at any time, pick up right where I left off. It's just the same game. It's not like it's changed much. Like... Power Stone got a sequel as well. This version's harder to find, obviously. And I don't think I've ever played this. Or if I have, it wasn't for very long. Because I played the first Power Stone a bit a few years ago. But Power Stone 2, I've just been like, I don't know, sleeping on it. Same concept, just 4 players. You can play 4... This you can play 4 players, so that's awesome. Especially because the Dreamcast has 4 controller ports. It's something like you wish you saw more. Like you always saw people playing N64 with all 4 ports, but I never went to someone's house and there was a Dreamcast with all 4 ports being used. Like the fact that Dreamcast has 4 ports. 4 ports. That's the way to go, man. Like I wish every game console had 4 ports. Like the Xbox has 4 ports. It's just convenient. There's like more stuff you can do. Yeah, so there it is. Power Stone 2. If there's a difference between GameCube and Xbox or PSO, you can play the GameCube version online very easily, and the Xbox version is basically dead. That's right now. That's the biggest difference. Honestly, they're the exact same game. Otherwise, if you have episode 1 and 2 plus for the GameCube, that has like a couple more missions on it. That's it. I think if you can get online on PSO, you can just download them. So they're honestly like the difference between having a Phantasy Star Online and on Phantasy Star Online Plus on GameCube is like. You don't need Plus. You 100% don't need it. If you just have the PSO disc, you can get on the server and do everything you want to do. Xenoblade Chronicles. I have Chronicles X on the Wii U. I played it a little bit, but it just isn't. It's just kind of like, I don't know. It doesn't hold my attention. It's very cool. It just doesn't. I don't like the RPG elements in it, which is sort of important for an RPG. Kingdoms of Amalur, isn't that like MMO game that like Kurt Schilling made? I've seen my buddy play it, but I've never played it myself. I'd probably like it, but at this point I don't think I'll ever get around to it. Project Justice. This is a fighting game. Like I forgot I had all these. These are actually kind of expensive. The thing about Dreamcast is that it's extremely easy to play backup games on. So, very simply, if you own a Dreamcast, check that out right now. So on the bottom of every Dreamcast, it shows you the region, and then there's a number, and it was made in China. Surprise. That number right there shows you the version, like the model number of basically of your Dreamcast. If it's anything but a 2, basically, you can play backup games on it without mods. So most of them are 1. I don't think I've ever found a Dreamcast that wasn't a 1, but if you have a 2, it won't work. So if you have a Dreamcast and it has the 1, bingo, you can play backups on it. They don't always work, so I've had issues with backups. They don't always work, so like there is definitely some merit to having the original games, because it's just, that's the format, that is the intended format. So like backups are nice, but it is also, I believe there's merit to having the original games on top of just, you know, I have the original game, so I can back it up and not feel bad about it. Yeah. This is a fighting game. Hard as hell, because, you know, Capcom fighting game, so it's hard as balls. Psychic Force 2012? I don't know why they I never understand it when games choose a... When game titles have a year in it and they choose something in like not in the not so distant future. It's like 2012 was only when this game came out, you know, 12 years, right? About probably. It's like, oh, now it's 2012. Wasn't that supposed to be the year the world ended too? Was 2012? Little do we know it was actually 2020. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this game. I randomly picked this up for some reason one day. Here's something I would have played on my Dreamcast online if I had the capabilities. Quake 3 Arena. Another quirky thing about online with the Dreamcast is that there exists a broadband adapter. And in my old days of collecting, I actually had a couple of these because I was just obsessed with them. I was like, why is the broadband adapter so rare for the Dreamcast? Because it is. If you look it up right now, that adapter is probably like $150 like minimum if you get a good deal on it. Probably more than that. I had like 3 of them at one point, like one in the box from Japan. Like I was just like, I just really wanted to play my Dreamcast online. I was like, the only way I'm going to do this is if I get the broadband adapter. So some games support the broadband adapter, but it's rarer than rocking horse shit. I would love to find a Dreamcast one day that just has one attached. So like, when you get your Dreamcast, it comes with that modem. But the modem can be removed. See that? And then in its place, you can put a broadband adapter. So like, there was a time I was like super obsessed with this. Like I was like, I need these dude, Sega Dreamcast broadband adapters. Like I was a fiend, dude. It was bad. Like I was spending like a lot of money on it. Now I'm like, okay, it's not that important. It's okay if I can't play my Dreamcast on the internet. It's fine. I can live. I will survive. But yeah, that's 99% of Dreamcasts have the line in, have the dial up. But some people bought the broadband adapter, and if you have them, they're valuable. They're very valuable because there's something about this connect. You think like, oh, someone's probably made a custom one. No. This is far too niche. There's no one that gives a shit about this enough for actually there to be a like custom made broadband adapter. I mean, maybe this was like in 2012 when I was getting into this. So, I mean, maybe now someone's developed something, but like, look at that connection. Like, look at that. You need a lot of knowledge about how like old netcode and like all that shit hooks up, because that is not like that's not a typical connection. You know what I'm saying? So, but this whole concept right here is one thing that just made the Dreamcast super unique at launch. Right out of the box, you got a modem. So like that's definitely can't be discounted. The problem was just there just wasn't a lot of, you know, functionality for it. And then if you wanted the broadband adapter, no one even knew that existed. So like, and people still weren't playing online that much. Or if they were, it was maybe on PC or something. I don't know. I do have a couple Dreamcast keyboards that are up there, but they're like buried underneath stuff, so they're just kind of there. Yeah, that's my rant about the Dreamcast broadband adapter. I'm so glad that you were able to listen to me today rant about this. And just know that even one Sega Dreamcast broadband adapter is enough to overdose. So, not even once. Not even once, folks. But yeah, Quake 3 Arena. Can I get a broadband adapter so I can play this, Mom? So I don't know what's up with this, but like people fucking love trains. So like, not only is there Railroad Tycoon, this is Railroad Tycoon 2. There's actually a lot of train simulator games. It's something I'm a little afraid of if I go to do like a retro gaming gauntlet where I pick a random game. There's a good chance if it's like a Commodore 64 game or a DOS game or something like that, that it might be a train simulator. And like, how exciting does that sound? Like, I just, who is like, yes, train simulation. This is all I care about. But I don't know, dude. Don't mess with people's Sims, dude. People love their Sims. There's a picture of a like train, like, wow. How does that happen, dude? You've already finished the final? Damn, that was quick. World record. People love their don't fuck with people's trains. People love their trains, dude. Huh. Alright. This still has a registration card. I like reading these out loud on stream because they have this like little survey thing on the bottom. What type of computer do you own? Do not own a Macintosh, a PC with a 266 megahertz, or a PC with 300 megahertz or higher. 300 megahertz? What is your favorite type of game? Action, adventure, driving sim, sports, arcade, role-playing, fighting sim, or strategy? Action, arcade, role-playing, strategy, I guess? I don't know. Fucking ingrown nail. Which of the following products do you currently intend to buy? Own or intend to buy? Xbox, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, Sony PlayStation 2. That is just like, we're coming for the big boys. We don't care about all those other ones. Like, I don't know. They don't mention 3DO or Jaguar. Those are probably defunct by then. Microsoft Xbox. That's funny that it still has that in there. Power of Notes in Google. See, it's just like, Zoom University, man. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to take it seriously enough. Come on, don't crash. Ready 2 Rumble Boxing. What I always remember about this game is I once got a really expensive toy that was based on Ready to Rumble. That was like, so you put the action figures into the arena, and then you had these gloves that were wireless. And this started my like hatred for wireless. I think this might even be the core moment, the episode, the event that triggered my hatred for wireless anything. Because like the way this would work is, so like you put the fucking figures in there, they're connected to the fighting ring, and then you'd use these wireless gloves to like punch, and then it would make the guys punch. I'm like, oh, that in my mind that's a really cool toy. It's like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but instead of the buttons you have like wireless gloves that you're actually using to punch. Problem was, it didn't fucking work because wireless is garbage. So I just remember my parents bought this for me. It spent so much money on it, and just like you're punching and just nothing happens because they're garbage. So I just remember being really upset. So that's Ready to Rumble in my mind. It's like, oh, Ready to Rumble, that shitty fucking toy that didn't work. Expensive shitty toy. Anyway. Code Veronica. Just a regular Code Veronica, because on PlayStation 2, I believe it's Code Veronica X. Same with GameCube. But the original game, I believe, is this on the Dreamcast. And then they went to other consoles because it's Capcom, and they're like, fuck you, Sega. This is 2 discs. Right? Yeah, 2 discs. Ugh. I'm like breaking this fucking shit. Oh, look at that. It does bend. It just bends. It honestly feels like you're breaking it when you open it, but no, it just bends. That's so jank. Holy shit. The fact that just doesn't break is crazy. Should be more careful with it. Shit, let's put that back. Rippin'. Oh, shit. Half the fun of playing games sometimes is just hooking up your Game Shark, Action Replay, Game Genie, or whatever, and just fucking around. And that is what you can do with this. I found this at a thrift store. I've actually watched a video on this. There's like a VHS or DVD that comes with this, and I remember on the Old Timey Computer Show, which is a channel on Twitch that I follow, they actually showed the DVD for this. So I've watched the hype video for this, and I own the CD, so I'm ready to go. I think you also need the memory card, which I have. Hold on, let me go dig that up. Interesting time to show my bag of cheats. So this is a Game Genie for Game Gear, and the coolest thing about this little thing is that it comes with the booklet that like you store in this little box. Isn't that awesome? So like you don't have to have the internet because you have this fucking little booklet that has all the cheats in it. So it's like this sits on the back of your Game Gear, and then it's like, oh shit, what was that? What was that code again? Hold on, let me bust it out. Yeah, Game Genie for Game Gear was not messing around. This thing is built like a tank. So that's a Game Gear cheating device. This is what the NES one looks like, and I was always just like, it's a sports protector. Like, look how crotchy it is. Yes, I will be protected. Sorry. I can't get it out of my head. It's bad. That's what I always... Like, why does it need that? Like, literally all that is just, like, a shitty piece of plastic. It does... Like, really, all you need is, like, the gold cart. Like, this is just, like... That's just dumb. There's no reason for that. I guess so this wouldn't get stuck in your NES, because this is smaller than the NES cart. Like, an NES cart's, like, twice the size. So this would just get stuck if you didn't have, like, that, I guess. But, I mean, I don't know. Just silly. I have 2 of those, actually, in this bag. This is for original Game Boy, and it has the booklet again. I'm happy I have these with the booklet, too, because I could imagine that people probably lost these little fucking books. But yeah, the ones I found happen to have the booklets in them, so I'm happy about that. Dude, this is like, give yourself all the Pokemon, dude. Like... So that's we got Game Boy, NES, Game Shark for the CD, Game Shark for Dreamcast. This is Game Shark for Saturn. So the Saturn has a RAM slot port in the back. There's a CD port, and then there's a RAM slot port, which is only for saving games, but you can use it to exploit your Sega Saturn, or use cheats, or make it region free. Like, They really left the thing open with that RAM port. Like, that thing is clutch. Without that, it would be a lot more of a pain in the ass to do, like, modding stuff on Sega Saturn. But that port makes everything possible. And there's the Game Shark. This is... So, I believe this is only for Game Boy Pocket. I don't think this would work for Game Boy Color. You know, original Game Boy only. This works for Game Boy Color. This I remember specifically cheating with my buddies, because he had one like this, and you could just, like, give yourself, like, unlimited money and Pokemon and, like, all that shit. Unlimited rare candies and things like that. Even though, like, I figured out how to do glitches to get those things. Like, I didn't need this to cheat in Pokemon, but this is, like, Pokemon cheat device. No place for a booklet, though, which sucks. Come on, man. That was ingenious. Like, oh, you got your booklet right there. This is for Genesis. Probably one of the least impressive looking. Is just... But you can use this to help create your Sega Tower of Power. You can build up your tower with the Game Genie. You know what I mean? You have, like, Genesis, then, like, it's like Sega CD, Genesis, like, Game Genie, Sonic and Knuckles. Like, you know, like, the Tower of Power I'm talking about? Stupid. You have, like, 3 copies of Sonic and Knuckles all into each other. This is what I was talking about. This is for Sega Saturn, and it enables it to play Japanese games. So if you want to get real Saturn games but you don't want to pay full price, you can get the Japanese titles, which are way cheaper, and then you can just slap one of these in there and play them on your American Saturn. Or just get a Japanese Saturn, because they're more common anyway. Ah, here it is. So I think this has the codes for the Dreamcast. So you put your disc in, you slap this into the VMU port in your Dreamcast, and then this would let you, like, search the games, and this has all the codes on it. This thing's a beast. Look at that. Like, I think I even glued this because it was, like, snapped or something. No, maybe it wasn't this. It's actually falling off. Seen better days. I'm sure it still works, though, because it's literally just, like, physical memory. I think that's it. The Sega Tower of Power. You got it going right now. This is for DS. I'm sure the DS Pokemon nerds would love to have this so they could just give themselves all the Pokemon. That is a craze I don't get. I don't have a lot of original DS games. I'm not a huge fan of the original DS. but the Pokemon games on original DS are all so expensive, and I'm just like sitting here like, why? They're super common, but it's like people just want them. So like if they come up, they buy them for whatever price, and it's like, you know, there's millions and millions of copies out there. Like, you can fucking wait and get a better deal. No, you just want to throw. Everyone wants to just throw their Biden bucks at whatever. Okay, fine. Yeah, so those are my cheat devices. That's all I got. I keep them in the black bag because, you know, they're forbidden. I mean, the region-free adapter is not like, that's not that forbidden. Yeah, so does Game Shark, does this even have like a... This probably does have a UR code, but it's on the box. This probably came in a box because it came with the memory card, and then that has the UR code, so I don't even know if I want to enter that into my collection as like a game. Imagine getting Biden bucks. Yet I still see people, like other collectors at my stores, fucking. But I saw a guy walking out of the store today with a copy of Croc 2 for PS1. I was like, if I was a minute sooner, I could have picked that up. It's not like, I think it's like a $10 game, but I was just like, see you in the parking lot. Hope it was worth it. Just kidding. So yeah, Game Shark. Where do I even? I feel like this doesn't even get like, because it doesn't even have a binding. I should almost just put it with the other, like with the cheat stuff, because the memory card and the software go together. So it's like, just put it in my magic murder bag. Hey, you gonna support your local game shop? Nice. I might check them out later today. Got some plans with the old SCAs. Big SCAs. Gonna see how much free stuff I can drag my friends through at work. Anyway, so yeah, we had that Veronica Rippin' Riders. No, it was Trick Style that Kool-Aid Man one. I'm getting to that. So Veronica, it's just a snowboarding game. Like, I've played it. It's painfully average. I know, it's, dude, it's killing me. It's like, yeah. Like, as if people already didn't need the excuse to go spend disposable income on used video games. Now that there's just no repercussion, there's no excuse, it's just like, okay. That's been my feeling on it. SEGA Smash Pack Volume 1. Ah, okay. I know why I have all these down here. It's because I had them, like, organized differently, but I'm just going to re-alphabetize them. Not for resale. This probably was like a pack-in game with a Dreamcast. What's funny is I don't think there's a Volume 2. If I'm not mistaken, SEGA Smash Pack Volume 1 is the only volume. And they just... The console died before they could make Volume 2. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's actually the case, which is really sad. Good games on here, too. Like, games you could play for a while. Damn. What are some good shops in Mass? There's a bunch of comic book shops. So if you look up, like, a comic book shop, they probably have used video games. Rippin' Riders, SEGA Smash Pack Volume 1. The killer app for the Dreamcast. The original Shenmue. There's a Shenmue 2, but I don't have it. I think it's only for Xbox. I've seen it. I've saw it. I'm just like, yo, there's Shenmue 2. Fuck, do I buy it? I don't know. Like, probably never play it. But yeah, there it is. There's my boy. So this comes in like this giant case because it has a passport that lets you play online, like there's some online features in this game. I just don't know what really they are. Yeah, VGA box and all the waiting the RPG. Yeah, definitely has that like Yakuza vibe for sure. This is a game that Cinematech, that show on G4 that just showed like video game clips, they loved showing this game. Like Shadow of the Colossus, Ico, Shenmue, those were go-to for Cinematech. This is a very cinematic game, so like if you're into like that, if you're into like cinematic, you know, Japanese role-playing games, Shenmue. It's long. With some action. There it goes. Right next to Shenmue, alphabetically, is this fucking game, Skies of Arcadia, which is another really solid RPG. There's a GameCube game called Skies of Arcadia Legends, which there's 2 copies of in my house. Another game, two copies of Twin Snakes and 2 copies of Skies of Arcadia Legends in my house. That's how intense we are. This, I believe, is getting... It's pretty much like as valuable as that game. But yeah, just... Dude. This game crashes sometimes for me. I don't know. Like, I've tried to get into it like probably 3 or 4 different times. It's not a bad game. It's just like... I don't know. It's an RPG for the Dreamcast, but it's also on other consoles. They maybe have made a PC port by now, but that's probably why the GameCube and Dreamcast versions are still worth so much, because there might not be. This is just like some generic shooter. We go from Skies of Arcadia, which is like a fucking like prolific, groundbreaking RPG, to like this shitty game. 4-player action. Oh, he's happy. Speaking of shitty games, I know this is like a beloved game, and it was definitely highly advertised for the Dreamcast. Like, they wanted you to play this game on the Dreamcast. I just want Knights, though. Give me Knights Adventure, not Sonic. There's already plenty of Sonic. If I want Sonic, I have Sonic. I can play Sonic games for the rest of my life. Knights, I ran out already. It's only been a month. Like, I need more Knights. So Knights Adventure, please. I demand it, by the way. SEGA, I demand more Knights. You must deliver. And no more Sonic. We're done. You're done. You've made enough Sonic games. There's plenty. Yeah. So, like, just no. Like, I just don't want to play this game. People love Sonic Adventure 2. There's a Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, which is the exact same thing. It just has the word battle in it for the GameCube. And then there's the PC port, which everyone plays. So this just gets tossed under the rug. Like, whoa, this game's on Dreamcast? I didn't even know. Like, I bet if you asked the average person what console is Sonic Adventure 2 for, they would just say PC. They wouldn't say Dreamcast. Nobody would say Dreamcast. Yeah, I beat the robots campaign in this, and that's all I care to do. Because 3D Sonic games they're just not good, dude. You can pretend, like, people they just are like, oh, it's awesome. I love Sonic. Sonic Event. Oh yeah. Yep. I'm your friend, and I like Sonic too. Like, no. If you actually fucking play the game, it's not that good. If you just blindly go about it like, Sonic, then yeah, it's awesome. But no. How about actually looking at it objectively? Speaking of Sonic Shuffle, which is just like a shitty ripoff of Mario Party with cards instead of hitting dice. This game sucks as well. I think my disc didn't work and I got an extra disc, or this might be the broken disc. No. I think I got like an extra disc, but like the original disc I had was scuffed. Good, because I don't want to play this game anyway. Generic fighting game, no idea. Something. Soul Fighter. Not to be confused with Soul Calibur. Or Virtua Fighter. Hey boy, but check out my balls, they're big and salty and brown. Just suck my balls in your mouth. I miss that Comedy Central logo. I wish they kept that. I don't even know what it is now, but it's something generic and stupid. That old one was dope. This game's also on N64. It's just a trivia game. It's shitty. It's worth maybe like playing once with your friends as like just for shits and giggles. It's not a good game. Speaking of overrated Sega games, Space Channel 5. Ooh la la! Character no one cares about, no one remembers, and they have never done anything else with. And there's a PlayStation 2 version of this game, so guess what? You don't need a Dreamcast. I know that's like hot breaking news. Did you know that you can live without a Dreamcast? Coolest part is that the cover is holographic. The game is just, there's 5 circles around you. It's like Samba de Amigo. It's like, there's nothing to it. I don't know what Sega was thinking. Like, actually make a fucking game. Whatever. It's a first-party Sega game. That's why I have it. Spoderman. I am missing the manual. I still gotta watch the new Chappelle stand-up. The Chow Garden. And again, I hear that too. Yeah, no, you're right. You know, Sonic Adventure 2 wasn't that good, but the fucking Chow Garden, man. No, I don't care about the Chow Garden either. I played Tamagotchi. It's, you know. I have a cat. Taking care of this cat is like more fun than taking care of a Chow. It's just as much work. And I actually get something out of it. She kills mice. Right, Greedy? It is like gardening. I like gardening too. I like plants. I have a lot of house plants. I take care of a lot of plants. Because it's like they're plants. They're real. I don't know. There's just something about like monster raising. I'm just not that into it. I just give me a fully grown monster. Let me fucking like take it out and fight with it. I don't get like the joy of like, oh, it was a little Chow and now it's bigger. No, I'm like, I don't know. That's not my personality. I don't like children. Seriously, when I see a kid, I'm like, can you just grow up? As if I was never a kid. Like, can you just be an adult now so we can talk and you just not be a kid? Like, because it's so annoying that you're a child. Can you grow up so I can just talk about adult things around you and like not have to feel like I'm fucking censoring myself? Like, I hate that. I don't like censoring myself. As you can tell, I usually say what's on my mind to like as much as I can when it's appropriate. Be like, you're around a kid and you say fuck once and it's like, oh no, I've just like corrupted them and it's all my fault, right? How about grow up or go away? Like, anyway, clearly I'm not like meant to be around children in that way. I just don't like. They're just annoying and they're messy and they're like gross and just like, what the fuck? Like, when I was a kid, I don't remember being that obnoxious. I'm sure I was at times, but like, if I had sticky hands, I would wash my hands. Like, I don't understand like my nieces that are like 10 or whatever, and it's like they have like sticky hands and they're touching everything and like getting in their hair and just like being wild. It's like, maybe I should just tell my sister, like, yeah, control your children. They're fucking out of control. Glad they're not my kids. They're my nieces. I'm an uncle, but I'm glad that's all I am. Star Wars Demolition. This is a good game. It's just like a vehicle combat game made by LucasArts. It's pretty fun. It's not bad. Pretty sure this was on other consoles, like PlayStation 1 and shit. How old am I? I'm not 30. Another very solid game. And this port is pretty good. The PC port's obviously the best, and then like N64 is like probably not as good, but then like in between you have the Dreamcast port, and this one's pretty good. It runs good, looks good. This is a really solid game. Episode 1 Racer. Most people just call it Star Wars Racer because there is no other racer, so it's just like, to call it Episode 1 Racer is just redundant. So you just call it Star Wars Racer. What is this game? I found this game inside of a Dreamcast. I only have the disc. It's called Tech Romancer. This is a robot fighting game. I think Tron Bond's in this game, and it's wild. It's crazy. It's a really cool game, actually. This is definitely a game that's like unique to Dreamcast. That's somewhat definitive of like the Dreamcast experience. Because there's just a shitload of Capcom fighting games on the Dreamcast. Like, there's so many. There's like a dozen. And this is one of them. And they're all, like, sought after. I don't have Tech Romancer added. Let's add it. Let's see how much it's worth. Yeah, that's why I don't have the case and manual for this, because when I bought a Dreamcast like at a flea market, and then this was inside of it. That's my favorite, by the way, when I like you get like a used game console from a store, and then you open it and there's a game inside, especially when it's a good game. That's like always like a little like, oh yay, it's my little treasure. $50, $50 just for that disc, dude. It's like worth as much as it was when it was released. That's always crazy to me when used games are like that. It's like, obviously, now it's like hard to be, you know, as impressed by it because of the stupid Biden bucks, but because probably that was a bunch of people my age being like, oh, I want to get into game collecting. Oh, I need Tech Romancer now. Blah 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 blah. Here's 50,000 Biden bucks. So right after Racer, Tech Romancer, cool game. This is a cool RPG too. I actually want to play this more. It's like a dungeon crawling RPG. So I particularly like random dungeons in RPGs. It's something I actually really enjoy about Persona 3 and 4 over 5 is that in 5 there's only Mementos, which is a random dungeon, and it's like really boring. But there's random dungeons in the other games, and that's just the way the game is, and I like that. I like random dungeon crawling and shit. I understand why people don't, because it's hard, but, like, fucking get good. Like, I don't, like, stop whining. This is why we don't have another Final Fantasy that's turn-based, because people just probably complained to the point where they're just like, we can't make another turn-based RPG ever again, because everyone will complain about it. I like when developers just made games and didn't listen to anybody. Like, player feedback is, like, one of the worst things ever, actually. I can't stand it. No, you're the player. You get no say in how the game is designed. You're not the developer. You play. You shut up and play the game. The first Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. This box has seen better days. Holy shit, that is in bad shape. Looks like someone ran it over with a vehicle. Here it is. It's Kool-Aid Man still here. Trick Style. So this is like, it's like a snowboarding game, but it's like a combat snowboarding game, if that makes sense. You're not always going down slopes. Sometimes you're like just like it's kind of like a skateboard. It's like a skateboarding combat game. Kind of cool. Like the concept's good. I've played it. It's okay. It's definitely not like it's not the best game, but they made like a decent like little like action fucking like skateboarding game. That's what I remember. It says trick style, like as if you're supposed to be doing a lot of tricks, but what I remember is like it's like kind of like a battle too. Made by Acclaim, rest in peace. With the fuzzy E. Final Fantasy Tactics isn't really my thing though. I don't like tactics. Because there's Fire Emblem. Like, if I really want to play a tactical RPG, I'll play Fire Emblem, because that is, like, just a pure... Fire Emblem's, like, only been a tactical RPG, where, like, Final Fantasy is a lot of things. It's been a lot of things. It goes through a lot of different genres. Alright, bye, Gracie. I'm gonna cry now. Oh no, it's not here. I've cleared this game on stream with the with the Dreamcast keyboard that I own. There's the House of the Dead, which is a light gun game, and then there's the Typing of the Dead, which is a typing game. It's actually a really fun typing game. You can play it on PC as well. If you're good at typing, or if you're just like average at typing, it's fun. You don't need to be like a master typer. But if you're good at typing, it definitely makes it better. I'm like okay, so I was able to like get through it on normal, but I couldn't do like very hard or anything like that, because very hard has like special characters and you have to do it all in order, and it's tough. It's coming to Switch. Like, really? Is there really that much of a demand for it? It's a cool game. Like, people definitely still play that. Like, this is one of those games that's held up the test of time. I wouldn't say like it's the reason you should get a Dreamcast, though. It's certainly not a killer app. You could play so PS2 you couldn't play online. Dreamcast you could play online. So, I mean, Dreamcast version went. Usually the PS2 version is like just as good, if not better. Unreal Tournament on Dreamcast, objectively better. And you can use a keyboard, damn. Modular cable? Look at all the shit you can use in this game. Broadband adapter, VMU adapter, online multiplayer, modem, mouse, VGA, modular, jump pack. The jump pack's cool because it doesn't require batteries. I've heard fables of N64 rumble packs that don't require batteries, but on the Dreamcast there's 2 ports on the controller. I can show you. So, like, while they must have saw this at SEGA and been like, man, that's dumb how when you play an N64 game, if you want to use the rumble pack and then save, you got to take the rumble pack out, put the save pack in, save. Then if you want to use the rumble pack again, you got to take the save pack out and then put the rumble pack in. We're going to put 2 ports on ours, and you don't need batteries for the rumble pack, which is called the jump pack. So I always thought that was awesome, because, like, now this is basically just a fully loaded Dreamcast controller. I can save with it. It has rumble all ready to go. I don't need to replace the batteries. Like, that's the way the rumble pack should have been. Why couldn't the power just go through the controller? Like, I don't know. It was obviously the N64 is a lower power device than the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast is powerful, so like it can support that. It supports that jump pack. Gracie's back. Fire Emblem on GameCube. Good luck. It's expensive. Hard to find. Much better off just playing it on Nintendo. And if you're just trying to play it, just play it on Nintendo. True. Like, obviously, like, what I'm saying is just, like, that must have been something that the people at SEGA, because, you know, SEGA was, like, all over Nintendo and vice versa, so, like, they probably saw that, like, oh, there's only one port in the controller, we should put two. Not that that was the thing that got them over the edge. It's not like, oh, there's two ports, and now I don't have to worry about my jump pack. It's still not, like, no one cares. Unreal Tournament. Slap that in there. What do I feel like there's so much shit missing? I feel like there's stuff missing on in my collection. Virtua Fighter. Super popular in Japan. Not so much here, which is, like, another thing that just sort of, like, was... It was tough for the Japanese market to latch onto the Dreamcast. This is something I haven't mentioned during these videos, but I mentioned on my stream a lot. The PlayStation 2 had a DVD player, and in Japan, DVD players were really expensive, so the cheapest option was to get a PS2. The Dreamcast didn't have that. So even though the games were still good, and there were still like fighting games and shit like this that people in Japan wanted to play, it didn't have the DVD player. So like, they just missed out. They missed a huge opportunity. And it killed the console. Vigilante 8. I just saw it. Right here. This game's also on N64. I think the first game is also on Dreamcast as well. Both Vigilante 8 and Second Offense are on both consoles. Just a combat racing game. The Dreamcast could play CDs. But whatever, like you said, the PS1 can do that, and the PS1's been around for half a decade beforehand. Vigilante, then third. No, it goes after that, dumbass. Who remembers the wacky races? That old Cartoon Network logo, dude, I love it. I really hate the new one. How it's just CN. I love the old finish line flag style. It almost like is more appropriate for this game too. This wacky races. This is actually a decent racing game. I think I played it a little bit and I was like, man, I could actually fuck with this. This is just like a puzzle game, but it's like a cool puzzle game. It's also on N64. I think it's just called like Wetrix Plus or Wetrix 64 or something like that. I think. Pretty sure. There's also a version of this on N64. There's also a version of this on N64. However, the N64 version of this game is worth a lot more money. Like the Dreamcast version this is like $15. The cart for N64 is like 150. Last I checked, it's probably fucking more now. Alright, so there's a bunch of games on here I didn't sort properly or whatever. They're just not in here. No, I just missed them. I'm just dumb. I missed one of the most important games on the console. Soul Calibur. Everyone remembers Soul Calibur. This was a game that you absolutely, if you owned a Dreamcast, you probably had a copy of Soul Calibur. Really cool game. Welcome to the stage of history. The sequel to Soul Blade, which is a PlayStation 1 game. Not many people know that. I have a loose copy of Hydro Thunder. Probably one of the better consoles to play Hydro Thunder on, if not the best. I would imagine that this port is very true to the arcade. If not the most true. Yeah, Hydro, A, B, C, D, E, F. No, it's there. I'm just missing. I just can't read. Jet Set Radio. Jet Grind Radio. And then H-I-J. Wait, what? The Grinch? The Grinch. Then Hydro Thunder. And Jet Set Radio. Okay. Couple more. I gotta step aside here in a bit because I got some plans. But I'm gonna finish off Dreamcast at least, and then we will discuss what these are next time. Don't gotta worry about those right now. Dead or Alive 2. More boobies. Again, I just missed this. I just missed it. It's right after D2. Don't make it too tight, you dumbass. Fuck. Alright, and then what else is here? I have the case for this, but I don't have the game. I don't know why that's the case with so many of these. That's obviously a backup. But so many of these Dreamcast games, I have the cases, but I'm missing the games. It sucks. This would go B-O-M, Bomberman. Right. Be right there. Oh, just make room, retard. Yeah, again, I have the case for this. This is like a, uncommon game or whatever, but fucking game doesn't... I'm pretty sure this game doesn't work. I think it's because, see how the inner part of the disc is scratched? Like, the Dreamcast has some weird write protection sometimes where, like, this part of the disc is completely fine, but, like, this inner portion right here has some scratches, and I think that fucks with the, like, I don't know, some fucking weird DRM, so it just won't boot, which sucks. Like, the disc is in great shape, but it won't boot. This is one of those I'll figure that this is a mystery to me. I'll figure this out one day, but I definitely got scammed on this. It would go, let's see, Capcom, it'd be right next to Capcom versus, or actually no, it wasn't Capcom versus SNK, so CAP. Again, I don't know whether to put these in or catalog these. There's web browsers that exist for the Dreamcast. There's the original web browser, there's web browser 2.0, and then there's a web browser 3.0, which is like more expensive. I wonder if that's because there's some exploits or some shit you can do with it. Because for some reason these are like dirt cheap, and then web browser version 3 is like $40 or something. I don't know, something like that. Do I catalog these? It's like, I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to do with these online discs, because I have one for PlayStation as well. Yeah. Like, is this a game? Do I catalog this? Do I give a shit about this? Like, I don't... Yeah, I guess. I could not catalog them and put them in W. But they are, like, they have their own... No, they don't, though. See, they don't even have their own UR codes. This is why I'm, like, really on the fence about it, because it's like, they're technically, like, not games. They're not fucking anything. It's just like software discs, but whatever, I guess it counts. It's probably in here if I looked it up. Like, web browser. What the fuck? Oh, that's because I'm searching my barcode. There it is, yeah. Planet Web Browser 3.0, it's right there. Web browser. Fuck it. They're worthless too. It's like $5 for the original web browser, because what would you actually do with that? And I have web browser 2. Web browser, it's not called Planet Web Browser, it's just no it is. Again, yeah, 2.0 is worth even less. Because again, just how and where and why would you be using this right now? Like, but then there is 3.0. I'm pretty sure. I saw it. Maybe it's 2.6? I don't know. I swear there's a 3.0. It came in a sleeve, and I think you had to order it directly from SEGA. Only used internally on the demo, huh? That's... wow, okay. The GameCube's lost internet browser, wow. If you put in PSO, there is a browser on it, so, like, there is a browser on GameCube, it's just part of a game, it's not, like, its own thing. But yeah, Dreamcast browser, that's a fucking meme, right? Like... There we go. Now the shelf is more organized. The thing is, look how much space I still have. It's almost like I should buy some more Dreamcast games. Here's the last thing we'll show you today. We'll go out with a bang. This is a SEGA Nomad. It is a portable Genesis. So not only can you play Genesis games right directly on this with this backlit LED screen, you can also hook this up to a TV and then plug a controller into the bottom, and then you can play that. That's actually the second controller port. So I think you would plug it into the TV, the face buttons would be player 1, and then if you wanted to play with a friend, they'd plug into the bottom, and then you could play Sonic 2 or whatever on the Nomad. This thing, look at this thing, it's a beast. Like, that's the battery pack. That's not like an extended battery pack, that is the battery pack. Takes 6 AA batteries. I always feel like I'm gonna fucking break it when I'm like dealing with it. I don't even want to mess with that. I almost wish someone would develop like a lithium battery pack for it, because 6 AA batteries is fucking excessive. And there is a DC port on the top though, so you could just use a Genesis power adapter, probably Model 2, and you could power it that way too. That's what I would do. Screen, it's not in like the best shape. Mine's in a little, like, you can see the screen's like a little bit scuffed. You can't even really tell actually on this fucking, there it is. See how the screen's just like a little bit scuffed. So this is definitely not in the best shape, but these are like so hard to find. But this was just like, I mean, I have the Superboy right here. This is first party SEGA, like SEGA made this. This is something SEGA built and designed themselves. This is third party, and this thing's a piece of shit. My ports don't work on it anymore. Like, I put the card in, it doesn't always like to read it well. You barely tap it, it freezes. The D-pad sucks, the button sucks, the start button's in a weird spot. Like, this thing blows. The coolest thing about it is that it has a lithium battery, and you can just plug it in like that and charge it. But, like, this thing sucks. Do not buy this. This looks cool, and that's it. It functions like a piece of garbage. This actually works really well. You just need to find a way to power it. So, like, Can I just like, can I combine these somehow and get like the God device? Like, you like it? You like the Super Boy? It looks cool, but it's not. It's actually not. Or just get a Switch. It's called the Switch, bruh. Like, no, like, I want to be able to play my Genesis games on it, dude. You don't understand. So yeah, I don't even know like where to put this. Like, I've had it up here just because I have the space there and it's like safe up here. So I just leave it up there. I just leave it right there. And then this thing I fucking throw into the garbage because it sucks. All right, we're definitely getting there. We'll hit up the Saturn next time. These are all the Saturn games, and then it'll probably be like Saturn, Genesis, and Sega CD. Just finished. It'll be Sega Shelf Part 2. Cause I got some plans with some friends today, so I appreciate y'all hanging out today. Thank you for the resubs, chilling, talking about games for a little bit, checking out the collection. And I will see you all on the flip side. Deuces.